Hey, I'm Chris. I live in Las Vegas and I love keytars. Now, today, more than just keytars, we're going to talk about stands, keyboard stands, and how to assemble them. Now, in my keytar room, I am surrounded by keytars, but the way I wanted to display my keytars in my room was like all the walls are covered in keytar. So, let me show you really fast. Okay, so again, these are my core keytars all on one side. We're gonna swing around. Those are all of my keytars that have no necks. Let's see. Right here we have multiple keytars. I believe that's a Yamaha. That is the Rock Band. Let's see. That is the Yamaha KX5. That is the Alesis Vortex. That one is the Casio AX1. Ooh, if we go down a little bit, there's some Roland. It's right there. And right behind me, Roland keyboard with some MIDI controllers on top of it. And the Lucina covered in little roses. Now, again, the theme is keytars, but also display. I want them to look pretty. I want my whole room to look like all the shelves are covered in keytar. So how do I do that? How do I properly display them? Now, I was always a fan of that X keyboard stand from the 1980s, and I was always a fan of keyboardists in the 1980s that had like huge stacks of keyboards on top of each other. Loved it, okay? Now, there was a reason and rhyme for that. Now, back then, they used those keyboard stands and the multiple stands while they were playing concerts because let's say you have a song set of 12, there's different tones in each and every song. You have sound effects in different songs. You have multiple tones that you're using in different songs or in the same song. So that was why they had multiple keyboards and multiple synthesizers. Of course, keyboardists got tired with being stuck behind the stands all the time, hence keytars. Hence making a synthesizer that they could run around on stage to play. Again, I love keytars, but I also know that you need a good, reliable stand. So, I want to show you the second tier add-on stand that I'm in total love with, okay? It's really easy to assemble. I'm gonna open up a box and I am going to assemble it right in front of you, and you're gonna see that it ain't so hard. So you're gonna see that it ain't so hard to put together a keyboard stand. So let's start with taking this off completely. So we could start over from the top. Let's turn this baby down a bit. So with your multiple tier keyboard stand, you want whatever, your keyboard or your MIDI controller or whatever on the bottom. And usually I will have my keytar or MIDI controller on the top. And basically, let's say it's the 1980s and you have a keyboard on the bottom. Actually, I could just show you. Okay. Let's say this is the 1980s and I'm on stage and this is my keyboard. There's multiple tones on my keyboard that I play. But let's say I want to run around on stage. I've got a MIDI controller on the top tier on top of it. So and this is plugged in to that. So I would, in theory, on stage, grab this, run around while it's plugged into that and play all the tones in this guy on that guy. So, hence the reason for a multiple tier keytar stand. So, again, in the 1980s, they did the multiple tier thing because they needed different tones that were honestly coming from different keyboards that they didn't have. Nowadays, you can get those multiple tones off of a plug-in. You really don't have to go that far to get different tones all in a stage. So I'm gonna take this one off I am going to put one together right in front of you. Come on. Nice. Come on, don't be shy. All right. So, we have an X keyboard stand. And we have a rando box. All right. This isn't supposed to be an unboxing video. And you can see I already bought 2 of these stands. By the way, on eBay, these little add-on tiers, I found them as cheap as 20 bucks on eBay. So you don't have to buy the $50 one. You don't have to buy the listings for these that are like up to 60. I think that's really stupid. I always buy the cheapest one. That is the most effective. So, as I just straight rip open the box. It's gonna look like this. There ain't gonna be instructions. You're just gonna have to use your brain. But honestly, it's not difficult. So, let's look at what we got here. Got multiple parts. You've got two sides that hold up your second tier and that little holding crossbar. So, of course it's obvious you're going to put these on each side of the stand and hold them together with the crossbar. But the tricky thing is there are these different holes on each side. There's a bigger hole and there's a little hole. You have to make sure that you are putting them correctly together because you're going to be fighting that little crossbar when you're adding them together. Let's see. Now, the easiest part, honestly, is just sliding these guys in. So, slide those in and then tighten. Right there. Now, I love to do a thing, if you haven't noticed in the keyboard room, where I do multiple tiers on top of tiers, and this is the perfect stand add-on for that. You can honestly make a double stand, a 2-tier stand, a 3-tier stand, a 4-tier stand, and that's exactly what I've done all over my room. I was going to attempt a 5-tier stand, but honestly, when am I ever going to use a 5-tier stand of Keytars? And I'm 6'2". Going up 5 tiers is really easy for me, but let's say there's some normal sized person playing keyboard. They ain't gonna be able to reach that like 5th tier to play. Here, let me give you a quick example. So look. All right, so there we go. We got 4 tiers right there. All right, so let's say it's the 1980s and I'm playing keyboard. I may be playing a bass down here. Maybe there's trumpets right here. You're going to play keys or, who knows, a sequence on this one. And maybe you're playing a lead on that one. So what if I added a 5th, dude? I'm 6'2". I can totally reach a 5th keyboard up there. But dude, really? Really? Again, I love that I'm saying really, but I would really do it. I would put a 5th tier keyboard just to be that kind of weird guy. Okay. Again, the easy part, putting on these side stands. Now, the little bit of harder part is putting on that middle bar. But honestly, all you have to do is unscrew, putting on the middle bar, you have to just unscrew these small sides. And drop stuff. And just basically plug them in on each end and screw them back. You don't need a screwdriver. You don't need any special tools. It's actually that easy. So, okay, this side. This here. Here we go. Unscrew this guy. And basically, just do it again on this side, and you've got your dual tier keyboard stand. Now again, I found listings for these keyboard stands online on eBay as cheap as $20, man. And if you buy multiple ones, it's a little bit cheaper. So let's say I bought two for $20. Though if you buy two, they will cheapen it down to $19.93 or $18.99 for both, like one for each. So again, always look for deals. You don't have to buy the most expensive thing to have good equipment. So, and all right, pretty darn sturdy. There we have it. So, X keyboard stand, multiple tier, just ready for Keytars. So, let's see. Let's say I want to add another tier. Let's say I want to add another tier. It's really easy. I wanted to do this anyway, actually. So, just take off the tops there. Already had that one from the beginning of the video already made. Just gonna add it onto the top and then tighten it on. Oh, I hope that's not okay. Come on, buddy. Okay. It's gonna be stubborn, I know it, as soon as I'm doing a video. Oh, okay, this one works. Oh, it's not gonna go all the way though. I don't know. I might gotta fight this one. Oh, got it. Okay. Tighten that up. And 3-tier stand. Now, did that in less than 10 minutes. So, again, regular keyboard, maybe a MIDI controller, maybe another Keytar, all laid on top of each other. Very much like that one right there. Oh, by the way, my walls are even more covered with Keytar cartoons. Thank you for coming with me once again and checking out my love of Keytars. Health, hugs, and happiness from Las Vegas. Keytars and synthesizer are life.